In this video, I just want to go through some basic navigation with the latest version of the Indicate tool. So I'm going to look at track, rotate and zoom. I'm also going to look at selection with the tool, so how you select a single building, how you select multiple buildings, how you select from the left and how you select from the right, and how you'd select multiple buildings using control. And finally, I'm going to look at layers, how we turn layers on and off in the scene. So this is the new Indicate tool. For people that have already used it, it may not look all that different from what you've seen before. So just to go through the controls that are available to us, at the moment I'm just using the mouse and I'm using the scroll button in the middle. So I'm scrolling back towards myself to zoom out, and I'm scrolling away from myself to zoom in. And if I scroll right out, you'll see the latest version has some extra models added. So Great Northern Haven over here. It also has residential neighbourhoods in Merhevenamore added, and it also has the model of DKIT added over here. So I can zoom in and out just by using the scroll wheel on my mouse. The next thing I can do is if I hit Alt on the keyboard, then I can rotate around the scene. So I can change my view of the scene just by holding down Alt and dragging using the mouse. Another way I can do that is I can use this up here, this tumble rotate tool. So I click on that, then I don't have to hold Alt. That's equivalent to holding down Alt, having that clicked, and I can do exactly the same thing. It just depends on whether you like to use the keyboard or whether you prefer to use the mouse. So I'm just going to turn it off for a second and just go back to normal select. So the next thing I can do is if I hold down Alt and if I press down the scroll wheel on the mouse, then I can track around the scene. So if I want to move around the scene, I can track I'm holding down Alt on the keyboard and pressing the middle mouse button, so I can track around and see, oh, here's a whole lot of new stuff that wasn't in the model the last time over at DKIT, Merhevenamore, etc. So the Dundalk Sustainable Energy Zone. I can also get that track by pressing on this track tool here, and then I don't have to hold down Alt on the keyboard and I can do exactly the same thing. So track, rotate and zoom are all quite useful features to have, and I can either use the keyboard by holding down Alt and pressing different mouse buttons, or else I can use these features up here. The next thing that I'd like to have a look at is the selection. So if I want to select a single building, I can just click on it. So I click on it, you'll see it becomes highlighted in pink with an outline. If I don't like the pink color for my highlight or the width of it, I can change that by going to Edit, Preferences, clicking on General, and then click on Viewport. That allows me to change the line width. It allows me to change the so the selection color and the background color. They're all things that I can change, make this a bit wider if I have trouble seeing the selection. But I've set this up so that hopefully it's quite easy to see. And again, similar to before, if I wanted to zoom in on a building that I've selected like this, I can just hit F to make that the center of my scene, and then I can zoom out using the scroll wheel. So that's to select a single building, just click on it. If I wanted to select multiple buildings, so if I wanted to select a bunch of buildings here, I can select by going from left to right. So if I go from left to right, that will select everything that's inside the selection. And if I go from right to left, you'll see it appear slightly differently, and that will select everything that my selection touches, even if it's outside. And the last thing in terms of selection is if I wanted fine-grained control over selection, I can hold down Control on the keyboard and I can select the buildings that I want. All the buildings that I want just by clicking on each of them individually, so I can get quite fine-grained control over my selection. The last thing for this screencast is to look at layers. So you'll notice in this scene that there's a kind of a background map, and if I wanted to turn that off, I just come over here to where it says scenes, and I can untick this, and it'll turn off the background. It'll turn off the map layer. And same thing for anything else. If I want to get rid of DKIT from the scene, I can take off that layer, but I want to leave DKIT in. I also want to leave in, say, land, and I want to leave in administrative district. And also the last thing that I wanted to say in this is the energy color legend. So you'll notice, if you're very good at observing things, that when I click on energy color legend, something has changed here. I'm then going to select that. I'm going to hit F because I want to see what's going on with it, and I'm going to hit Alt to rotate around, and here's my energy color legend. So you can see what each of these things means. So this is kilowatt hours per square meter per year for the building. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an introduction to how to navigate, how to select, and the layers within the Indicate model. The next one, I'm going to have a look at how to change the visualization of building use and the